Hi all, welcome to today's Jumpstart F1 pod.
This is the third time or fourth time we've tried it, so this is roll the intro.
Yep.
Just roll it. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Jumpstart F1 podcast. I'm James.
I'm Grayson.
I'm Dad.
And I'm Son.
And let's roll the pod. Hi all, and welcome. This is the Jumpstart F1 podcast. I'm James.
I'm Grayson.
I'm Dad.
I'm Son.
And this is our review of the key highlights of what we picked up and would like to discuss and talk about from the Miami Grand Prix of 2025.
No, it wasn't.
Where shall we start? So we're not doing P1.
No.
We're not doing qualifying.
No.
We're not doing sprints.
Just straight full race, really.
Just the Grand Prix,
Yeah.
the actual Sunday Grand Prix
Main Grand
of
Prix,
the
yeah.
hot topic. So we've got the finishing positions and we've got some data on the laptop, which is for us to go through, which is great. Shall we just? I'll tell you what. Let's start with qualifying.
Yeah. It
So-
wasn't very good qualifying for some people.
So qualifying, I just want to cover off Max Verstappen.
Yeah.
I mean, it is clear as day that the McLaren this year has the fastest car,
Yeah.
but yet I don't know what it is with Max. It's clearly not the car because Lawson couldn't do anything with it. Perez struggled before.
Yuki's struggling as well.
Tsunoda is struggling.
He's
but
putting it up there, but not as much as people think it should be.
exactly. So if you look at the car with the last three drivers, it's a mid-team car.
Yeah.
It's just Max and his godlike powers putting miracles together,
Yeah.
and he puts it on pole. Like I just don't know what to say about it. It's really annoying because I want McLaren to win this.
Yeah.
But Max is he just doesn't go away.
No, he just doesn't know when to stop.
Exactly. If you're a Max fan, by the way, fair play to you. No disrespect, but for someone who isn't a Max fan and really wants to see a McLaren driver win the championship this year, whether it's Piastri or Norris, I'm not fussed. It would just be really nice to break Max's duct. It just doesn't go away. I reckon back in the day, if you stuck Max Verstappen in a bloody Minardi, he'd be on the podium. You know, it's just got this godlike powers, and it's anyway. So in qualifying, we had Max first, and like hats off to him.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's a good time as well.
Then you had Norris second, Antonelli
Third.
third.
For a rookie driver, that's actually really good.
Yeah, and didn't he?
He qualified pole for the sprint.
Yeah. So he's Antonelli's showing real good progress over a one lap. I reckon, really good. And Piastri, a little bit of disappointment there. He's in fourth, but the gap. I mean, Norris did a 26.955, Piastri 27.006. So the gap was really, really close.
Yeah.
But
that's in Q1 though.
oh yeah, that's the Q1 time. So we want the Q3 time, which.
So the Q3 times were.
I mean, wow. 2:04 for Max, 2:69 Norris, 2:71 Antonelli,
100.
3:75 Piastri. So it was also close. You know, it's
That's 10 hundredths on Piastri to Kimi Antonelli.
and like Mercedes in qualifying was third and fifth.
That's good for Mercedes.
Yeah, and they are saying that the engines next year, Mercedes
Supposed to have the fastest one.
meant to have the fastest engine, and if that's the case, and it remains Russell and Antonelli for next year, I mean, we could potentially see Mercedes back on top.
They could be winning next year's season.
Yeah, and if they're not, they will definitely be winning races.
Yeah,
I reckon.
they'll be up there next season.
Yeah, and the Williams, I like again.
Wow.
Sainz 6, Albon 7th. Okay, it's not quite where they've finished up in those positions, which is a shame for Sainz. But again, compared to what Williams, or compared to where Williams was last year,
that's really good.
Yeah.
Especially for a team that has only, this is like five races in the season, and they're already getting top 10s. That's really good.
Really good. And then we've got Leclerc 8th, Ocon 9th, Tsunoda 10th, Hadjar 11th, and Hamilton down in 12th.
This is what I mean, guys. He's fell off. Like, I love Lewis Hamilton to bits, but I just think he's fallen off lately.
It's really a hard thing to say about Lewis.
Yeah.
But he is at the minute a whisper of his former self.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a shame. I'd like to see Lewis back up there. We've got Lewis's flag behind us. Mine. That's fine. We've got Lewis's Mercedes hat there. We are big fans. I mean, he's great. You can't question.
You can't not like the dude.
Exactly. And 2021, not going to go down that rabbit hole. Should have been his. And do you know, a little bit of me thinks if he did win that 8th title, he would have retired by now.
Probably. I think he's just going to try and win his 8th.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Like, he's had a terrible time with the ground effect cars.
Yeah.
Would he have gone through all that pain if he had already won his 8th?
Probably not, knowing Lewis. I mean, knowing Lewis, he probably would have won his 8th if he had won at 2021 and probably would have retired.
Yeah. It's that. Anyway, so that's qualifying. Not too much. Everything else is a little bit there and there, as expected, really. Aston Martin's way down there. Qualified 17th, qualified 19th, and out of all the cars that finished, they were the last two.
Berman 20th.
Yeah, so...
Bortoletto got 13th. Being his teammate.
I like we haven't called it out, but I think Ocon had a good qualifying.
Yeah, Ocon in the hat in 9th.
In 9th.
That's amazing from him.
Weirdly, I actually had a dream last night.
Oh no, not that one.
Yeah, I had a dream, and Haas. I dreamt that Haas was putting out a Formula 1 for next season.
Aren't they going for Audi? No, that's Sauber.
Sauber's turning into Audi. But I got a funny feeling that Haas will be rebranded.
Maybe.
As Toyota.
Oh.
Because Toyota bought a big stake in Haas.
Yeah.
So I reckon at some point there may be a rebrand. But anyway, that's not today's video.
Yeah, that's another podcast.
So that's qualifying. Let's get on to the race.
Yeah, now this is race results. Now, race results was pretty hectic. The race was a hectic race.
Yeah, so I wrote down a few things.
You've already written stuff down.
We've got a laptop, but also paper.
Yeah.
First lap, the start.
Now, that was to me, the Verstappen and Norris lap, corner 1 was...
Corner two
was it? Corner 2 was probably, to me, a push from Verstappen there. He clearly pushed him off the track.
Like I'm trying to picture it because it was late last night when we watched it, so I'm trying to picture it. But I'm pretty sure, if I remember it rightly, Norris was in front.
Yeah, and then Verstappen basically pushed him. No, not pushed him.
Yeah, because he
was on the inside.
Verstappen was on the inside, Norris on the outside. They're coming up through that fast, twisty bit, but they're side by side.
Yeah.
Now, Verstappen should be leaving a car's width.
Yes.
And there wasn't even a tyre width for Norris to stay on the track.
No.
Now, to me, that's a push.
Yeah.
I think the commentators at the time on Sky F1 said that's a push. But if I remember right, it wasn't even picked up. It was it was looked into.
Yeah, but it wasn't a actual penalty or warning or anything. I think.
Yeah, wasn't picked up. No. So I think Verstappen got away with that again.
And Christian Horner tried defending him, but I think he also knew it was a clear push.
Yeah, Max fans are going to hate us, but yeah. I think it was.
That's just our opinion. You guys can have your own opinions, but that's our opinion.
So that was Max and Norris. Norris went, how far back did he go? I can't remember now.
P6.
P6.
Yeah.
And he came back to P2
And that's right.
and they finished miles ahead.
Yeah, he finished 32 seconds ahead of Russell, who was in P3.
Of Russell. I mean, like, the McLarens in qualifying, they didn't take advantage of their pace.
No.
But once they have cleared the cars, they showed their pace.
Yes.
They showed their pace. Norris had a fantastic comeback.
Mm-hmm.
I think he spent too long behind Max, and I don't know if it's a bit of a fear in Norris from last season when he was going side by side with Verstappen.
Yeah, I mean, I would be scared too.
Yeah, and Max is very good at playing the rules and positioning his cars where he will benefit those rules.
He knows how to bend them without getting told off.
And I think that makes it hard for Lando. But this year, I give the FIA and the stewards their due. They have actually started picking up and going against Max.
Especially with Saudi Arabia. Did he get the 5-second time penalty?
Yeah. So it's going okay. So I think Norris's comeback, again, because Norris did a comeback in Saudi Arabia, just missed out on the podium.
Yeah.
But I think he did a massive comeback there. Yeah. Again, Norris done a massive comeback here. Like, what was the difference between, was it 4.6 between Piastri and Norris at the end?
I thought it was 3.8.
So no, it finished at 4.6.
4.6 behind Piastri.
But at one point, by the time he cleared Verstappen, Norris was 9 seconds
behind Piastri. And then they all pitted, and then he
again, this is what I keep saying about Norris. I think is by far the fastest out of the McLaren drivers.
Yes.
But because he's the fastest, he's always on the edge, and he makes those mistakes. And I think Piastri doesn't quite have the raw speed as Lando, but he is way more calm, cool, and collective.
Yes.
And he's, as I'm starting to call him, Mr. Consistent.
Yeah, that's the thing with Piastri. Like, he might be slower, but he doesn't make as many mistakes, and that being faster could also cost you multiple seconds because you could make multiple mistakes.
What's that now? Is that Piastri's third or fourth Grand Prix win this year?
Third, I think.
Is his third?
He won at Saudi Arabia. He won here. I don't know if he won any others though. Oh no, he did. He won at Bahrain as well, so it's his third win.
It's his third win. So he's got 3, and just the Grand Prix, not the sprints. He's got 3. Norris has got 1. Verstappen's got 1.
Yes.
You know, and that's just because he's Mr. Consistent.
Yeah.
So I think Verstappen did push Norris. That's just our view.
Yeah.
You know, but what can you do? Norris has slipped down to 6. He can't give the place back. No. Should it have been a little time penalty? Maybe. He got away with it. Does it really matter at the end of the day on the race results? No. Probably not.
Did Max get a podium? No, so I'd say it's
so Max didn't get a podium. McLaren's finished 1-2.
I think McLaren will be happy with that as well.
And what I did pick up on though is when Sky Sports F1 went to Zach Brown on the pit wall and asked for his comments on there, I was expecting a bit of fight. Yeah. Now, if that was Lando Norris exactly pushing off Max, and they had Christian Horner on there, they'd be like, oh yes, we're on the phone, we're putting a case to him, blah, blah, blah.
They'll be fighting for him to get back to place.
Exactly. Whereas with Zach Brown at McLaren, he's similar to Toto Wolff, because, oh, well, we're just going to let the stewards and the FIA do their thing. Yeah. Not even going to try and fight it for their driver.
See, I would want isn't he like the engineer for Norris? Or is he the
Zach
manager?
Brown, he's like the top dog.
So I would want the top dog of McLaren to fight for me. Yeah. And not just let them do it.
And even if it's not exactly a penalty, and even if it was a legit move and nothing wrong with it, which it probably was, but show a bit of fight for your driver. He's your driver.
Yeah.
You know, it's like most of the world champions have not become world champions by playing the game fairly.
Yeah.
You've got to have a little bit of brutalness about you,
Yeah,
and a bit of fight.
Mm.
And even if, say like for example, when previous years, Verstappen has done something wrong, Red Bull know what Max has done is wrong, but they're in there fighting his corner.
They're trying to, like, fight for him and make sure he doesn't get, like, the penalty or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't see that from Zach Brown, and I haven't seen that really from
Alex
Toto
Lopez doesn't
Wolff.
really care much.
Well, that they care, it's just probably not their style, you know. But anyway, that's going down another rabbit hole.
Again?
Anything you want to discuss?
The Ferrari team orders. Easy.
Yeah, that was quite funny actually.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton destroyed Ferrari.
That was what did he say?
Wait.
You're having a tea break or something?
Oh yeah, basically,
You're having an afternoon tea. It was something like that,
yeah,
wasn't it?
have a tea break while you're at it.
Yeah, have a tea break while you're at it.
Because Hamilton wanted to swap positions with Leclerc because he was on the faster tyres.
Yeah.
And it took him 3 laps to finally put the order in?
Well, yeah, 3 laps, and do you know what? I think the team orders were great.
Yeah.
I think, yes, Ferrari was right to put Hamilton in front.
Yes.
And when Hamilton did catch up with Antonelli but reached a point where he could no longer close it further, they were right to then swap them back around.
Yeah.
So I get that, that's right. What I don't understand, from a team that is extremely world famous for doing team orders,
Yeah.
they spent an awful long time to do the first swap.
Yeah.
For which Hamilton was burning out his tyres following Leclerc so close. And then I think they did swap him back, rightly so. But Hamilton's comment also cracks me up. That was quite funny, to be honest.
I think I can remember where it was. Basically, when Leclerc and Hamilton swapped back, Carlos Sainz was behind Hamilton, and Hamilton said, "Do you want me to let him through too?"
Yeah, because he goes, Sainz is 1.4 seconds behind, and Hamilton goes, do you want me to let him through too?
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
His
Now,
last race?
I haven't seen or heard the aftermath from the Ferrari
Not yet.
team of it. I haven't even seen the driver interviews yet. But I'm going to watch that because I think that was quite funny and very comical of Lewis. Now, Lewis is going into a Ferrari team where you've got to be cultural fitted.
Yeah.
If you're not cultural fitted, you're usually gone quite quickly.
Yeah.
And I just think his radio messages are not going to be well received from Ferrari, and it's going to be interesting to see
what happens.
How it plays out. Does he get a slap on the wrist? Does he continue to do it? Don't know. But to me, yeah. Let's watch this space. I think either Ferrari will take it as a bit of a breath of fresh air and someone standing up to us, or it'll be like the Ferrari team and the fans will be like, he's not embracing our culture. You can't be like that, you know. And yeah, because Ferrari doesn't like a driver where the driver thinks they're bigger than the team.
Yeah.
And with a bit of Hamilton's comments does Hamilton think he's bigger than the team? I don't know. And I don't think he does. But Hamilton is more, is not just a driver, he's a brand.
Yeah.
And we just got to watch his space.
Yeah.
We just got to watch his space.
He's got to watch his back, he has.
Yeah. But I think another massive shout out, I think, is... I would like to shout out for both of them, but I can't. But Albon in 5th. Yeah,
that's amazing from the Williams driver.
Yeah, I mean, Williams last year were really, really struggling.
Yeah, especially with Sargent and Colapinto there.
Yeah, well, Colapinto did okay.
Yeah.
And I quite liked him. And do you know what? I reckon if Williams hadn't have signed Sainz, they would have kept Colapinto.
Probably, yeah.
because I think he did okay. Yeah, he had a couple crashes near the end of the season, but
Yeah.
he was fast and he was quick.
Yeah, he was getting up there.
But I think both did well. Both were in the points.
Yeah, that's good for Williams.
Yeah, it's a shame Sainz was ninth and not as close to Albon.
Yeah.
And I think he had the speed because, I mean, like, look. I mean, Albon was 48 seconds behind. Antonelli was 55. Leclerc was 57. Hamilton was 60.1. Sainz was 60.5. So between Antonelli and Sainz, which is 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, was 5 seconds.
Yeah, that's how close they got.
Yeah, 5 seconds. And when the Ferraris passed Sainz was always following them.
Yeah, he was always on their tail.
Yeah, they didn't fly away from him. They didn't pull away. They didn't disappear in the distance. He was always hanging on. He just didn't have the speed to properly catch up and then attack.
Just dragging him along.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, fair play for Sainz. It's gutted that he did slip back to 9th. I think if he hadn't slipped back to 9th, he would... I reckon he had the potential to finish 6th behind his teammate. But Albon, I mean, again, Albon's in no man lands here. Verstappen finished, say, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
So Albon was 8 seconds behind Verstappen, and then Antonelli was 55 seconds. So he was in a bit of no man's space. He had no one in front, no one behind.
Yeah, bit of clean air.
A bit of clean air, and just kept himself to himself. So, I mean, like, fair play for Albon. And I don't know who Driver of the Day actually went to.
I think it was Norris.
Was it Norris?
I would think so. He
But
went down to sit
I'd like to give it to Albon because, I mean, he's got all those big teams and drivers in front and behind, and
he's just finished 5th in the Williams.
Kept his nose clean and finished the race.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I quite like that. I quite liked Albon.
Anything else you want to say or talk about?
I'm trying to remember how long we've been recording for. I should have did that. What does the time say? 22 minutes, I think.
That's average for.
Yeah, so we're not bad.
Yeah.
I quite liked. I liked the Grand Prix.
Yeah, it was an entertaining, especially loud. Like there was a bit of rain here and there.
Yeah, there were potential bit of rain, bit of spots. Didn't cause too much drama.
No.
But it had overtakes. It had drama.
Yeah.
It was good. And do you know what? It's really good to see that the Miami Grand Prix has been signed up till, was it?
2041.
2041,
Yeah.
which is a huge contract extension.
It's not that big.
It's a big contract extension, and that just gives you confidence on how much F1 is growing. That, and you know, it's really positive. I don't have much more to say.
Not really, do I?
No, we wanted to keep this video short and sweet.
Yeah.
It's our first one.
And it's not been a bit short, but it has been sweet.
Yeah. But we covered the main topics. Like other podcasts that we watch, they go on for about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Talking about the whole lot. We may get there.
Eventually.
We may not. It will probably take 10 years to upload an hour and a half video for us, but we'll see. But they're the key ones. Verstappen pushing off Norris and getting away scot-clean. Fair enough. It probably doesn't matter too much because, you know, McLaren still finished 1-2, Verstappen off the podium. Norris did a brilliant comeback again. If Norris can qualify pole and have a clean start, he'll fly away in a distance.
Yeah.
He's just got to stop having his comeback drives and just have good races from the beginning. McLaren's race pace was really good to see. Williams in 5th and 9th was brilliant from Albon and a good recovery drive sort of thing from Sainz. And the Ferrari team orders were absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, they were fun. Funniest part of the whole race.
Yeah. Well, we'll end the video there. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll probably play the outro. See you on the next one. I'm James.
I'm Grayson.
I'm Dad.
I'm Son.
And see you on the next pod.
Yeah. Okay, F1 fans, thank you for tuning in with us today. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more weekly podcasts. And if you're on YouTube Music, don't forget to save it to your library and we'll see you on the next pod.